Greetings to another episode of The Broken Stove. We hope that you enjoyed our first episode and hopefully this second episode and many more to come. We really are having a good time with this and we hope you're enjoying it as well. You can always find us at thebrokenstove.com. That website's coming soon, but you can always email us at thebrokenstove@gmail.com. Now, in our first episode, we made a complete meal and we were pigs and we ate it all. However, we made a very delicious apple cake. Now, what I would like to do with the apple cake, because I've been eating on and off and on, is take a little bit of butter, kind of just a little bit, not much, just to kind of moisten it up a little bit all around on the sides and everything of the cake. This is always nice to do. I like doing this in the morning on the way out to work. It's a nice little, not really healthy, but it's not that unhealthy since it's got apples in it. Just something to kind of get the day going till I can get going. And then I just put in the old microwave about 15 to 20 seconds. And then you have a nice tasty little warm in-between snack meal. Today on the Broken Stove, we're going to cook a hash brown casserole. Very simple ingredients: ground beef, hash browns, cream of celery soup, and cheddar cheese soup. And we kind of do a little bit variation of it here in our house, and I was going to share that with you today. But before we get started today, I'd like to let you know that today's show is sponsored in part by BayCommunityNews.com, Bay County's local, independently owned source of news, public service announcements, weather, and breaking news events going on in and around Bay County, Florida. First, we're going to start with a pound of ground beef. We always use the 93% lean beef. Just, it tastes better, less fat content, a little healthier for you. Then we add a little fresh chopped onion throughout. It'll cook down. I'm not a big onion eater, but it'll cook down. It's all right. Now, when I went to the store today, I was in such a hurry and I forgot something, and it probably happens to everybody. So, what do I do with it? Well, I had it right here. Anyway, I get it down. A little salt, a little pepper, and the ingredient that I forgot, excuse my reach, was garlic. I was going to do some cloves of garlic, but garlic powder were used, so if you don't have your fresh garlic, just a little bit around there. Get that all good. And get her all mixed in. And you just want to, get your meat brown, because we're going to cook it in the oven. So it doesn't have to be cook, because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. You just want to mix your ingredients, get them all good. Get the redness out of it. And so forth. So I'll finish cooking this up. And we'll go on to step number 2. Now that our meat is brown, nice, we're going to drain. I always put a bowl in the sink with paper towels in it, and then my strainer. That way we capture the grease. You don't ever want to put hot grease down your sink. The grease expands when it's cold, causing your pipes to clog and your sinks to slowly drain. So I capture it with paper towels and then dispose of it into the trash. Some folks will drain it into an old coffee can. We do have one of those here at our house, but it is just for like bacon grease and things like that. I always try to give this a little rub right here, just so we don't get grease back on the stove. You don't want any flash fires or anything, because we're going to use this pan to mix the rest of our ingredients with. Kind of give that a little bit of shake. Let that drain for just a few minutes, and then we'll start mixing everything together. Now that our beef is back in our pan, we're going to get some cream of celery soup. Get it all in there. And then we're going to get some cheddar cheese soup. Get that all mixed up in there. This is really going to be yummy. This is one of my all-time favorite dishes. It's been adapted. It's really, really good. And then we'll just get a bigger spoon and just kind of mix it all together. Make a casserole. I don't know about y'all, but that looks like heaven right there, or the start of it. Anyway, get it all mixed up. Like I said, make a nice little casserole out of it. Now this next step is just get a 2-quart baking dish. And you want to get hash browns, and I get the country style hash browns. And what you do is before you put them in the freezer, you want to break them up so they're not a big solid brick like the way they come from the store. And the interesting thing that we do here is, since we're not going to use them all, you don't want to go rip the bag open. You want to put some on the bottom of your pan. It kind of makes a nice little crust as the casserole is cooking. Nice little layer on the bottom. They'll cook and make a nice, like I said, a nice little yummy crust to enhance the casserole. And then we get our casserole that we've prepared. And we just will layer it in there. Smooth it out. And then we'll add another layer of our hash browns. Now, you can use tater tots if you want to crush the tater tots up for the bottom. You can do so to make your crust and layer these with tater tots, but I found that hash browns work just as good. And it's a little bit different. You don't have to be too shy on the top. Voila. Now it's ready to go in the oven. Now that the casserole is all prepared and ready to go into the oven, around this house, if you don't check the oven prior to setting it, because we use this for storage area and most of our pots have rubber handles on it, just give it a quick check and just make sure nothing's in there. I've already started the oven. It's preheating to 350 degrees. And when that's ready, about 3 minutes from now, we'll slide our casserole right in there and cook it for about an hour to about an hour and 15 minutes. Just depends on everybody's oven, altitude, and all that stuff, or just the way you want it to look. Hash browns might get crisper. You can turn the broil on and just kind of give them a quick blast. But right now, all we got to do now, sit back and enjoy the next hour and wait for our meal to cook. Look how yummy that is. Nice golden brown, light brown hash browns, gooey on the sides, it's bubbling. This turned out very, very nice. I hope that you all enjoyed this episode of The Broken Stove. Be sure, as always, check back often for new fun stuff that we might put out here. And you can always email us with any ideas, comments, thebrokenstove@gmail.com. You can always find us at our website, which is coming soon, any day now, thebrokenstove.com. We had fun. Hope you did too. Bon appetit, everybody.